Okay.
Don't mess it up. Welcome back to the Supplement Engineer channel. My name is Robert Chinetsky, the Supplement Engineer, and here is the goose to my Maverick, my lovely wife, Sandy.
Hey.
I was debating both whether to call you Iceman or Goose. I wasn't sure.
Did you already start the drinking because you slurred?
No, I didn't, because I was debating this in my head earlier. See, I'm joining happy hour for this week.
If I'm Goose, then I'd die.
Right.
And I'm married to Meg Ryan. If I'm Iceman,
you survive. And if we really distill Top Gun, it's a romance between Maverick and Iceman.
There's like a love-hate.
There is.
There's a competition.
Yeah.
And I think I prefer to be Iceman because, wait, who ended up winning at the end of the movie? The Top Gun trophy?
But who had to balance whose ass?
Although then I killed Goose. There's just a lot going. I killed Goose. How come nobody talks about the fact that Iceman killed Goose? That was him. It was like Tom Cruise was somehow like oh, we find you innocent. I'm like, you're darn right you find him innocent. You find Iceman guilty.
Exactly. He should have been court-martialed his ass.
And then maybe Maverick might have won.
Maybe so. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. We're 3 minutes in and not even 3 minutes, we're a minute and a half in and we already got off the rails of everything. Anyway, thank you for joining us as you always do on these Wednesday live Q&A sessions. We love doing them. If you like what we're doing here, I'm going to do all the nonsense that you have to do for YouTube videos. And I'll check the boxes, dot the I's, cross the T's.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share with your family, friends, loved ones. If you have any questions, comments, smart-ass quips, remarks, if you're drinking something and you're joining us for our happy hour,
sure,
let us know where you're from, post up those drinks, and then we will get right into the banter as we always do here. So, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a beer. Okay. So I really like sour beers, and we bought 2 recently.
We did.
One was a cucumber sour beer, which, think about that for a second. I drank it. I thought, this is weird. This is weird. It tastes like a pickle. It tastes like pickle juice. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together because cucumber sounds refreshing, but it's a sour beer, so it tastes like I'm drinking a pickle. And I like pickles. I don't really want my beer to taste like a pickle. So then I got this other one that's a mixture of a Kolsch, a Berliner Weiss, and a Goza. This is good. This is good.
Yeah, that is a Dogfish Head IPA lime is what that one is, what you're drinking.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's good.
Yeah, I don't like IPAs. I don't like sour beers. I don't like Berliner Weisses, so that's why I stick to just good old.
Okay, but there is like an art to what you do, Robert. He's got to take out all.
There is an art to my old-fashioned.
Slice the orange.
You have the orange peel.
The orange peel.
You've got the lump sugar or the sugar cube. You take a spoonful of hot water, put it in there to make a little small simple syrup in the glass. You muddle the orange peel. You add in 2 dashes of bitters. It's like a
ritualistic. Like I said, it's Robert's like tea ceremony.
That is true. Well, it's the same way I do my dinner prep and everything. I'm so meticulous with everything I do. It's comforting in the process of putting all of these things
asked
together.
to like help him. Like, do you want me to help you chop? He's like, no. I got it. I'm like, okay.
So I'm either extremely OCD or I just enjoy the process. One of the 2.
Let's go with
I'm the Peyton Manning of the kitchen. I enjoy the process.
He is the Peyton Manning. If you ever had to be like, are you a Tom Brady guy or Peyton Manning? Robert was always 100% Peyton Manning because he's like the same way.
Cerebral.
Yeah, just very cerebral. I wonder if Peyton Manning's wife is like me. Is anyone like me?
I don't think so.
I think I'm 2 standard deviations away from that.
Absolutely so. Kazimon, ready for my weekly dose of happiness from Sandy. There we go. And a bi-weekly dose of knowledge from Rob.
Lots of knowledge from Robert.
So what's the other knowledge? Is it the Final Scoop podcast or is it the live Q&A with Steve? Because I do that. So I'm curious to see which one he's
You could get triple.
Referencing. Yeah.
You could get triple Robert.
Could be. That's a lot of Robert.
That's like what's it called? The Triple Crown of Chinetsky.
Iceman should have cleared. Absolutely. Yeah.
Iceman. You didn't have the shots. Own up.
Oh, Jesus. Jamarcus Russell. He was there at LSU when we were. We saw him lead us to a victory over.
Who was it against? Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
That was really funny because Brady Quinn was all this hype, and then Jamarcus Russell ended up getting. He was drafted first.
Yes, and he was one of the biggest disappointments in NFL history, if not the biggest.
I got to tell you, it's one of those people that has all the potential. I tell my students all the time, I'm like, nobody cares how much potential you have. They care about your attitude and your effort. I can tell you so many people who have great talent, and then they fail because they don't have the right attitude and they don't have the right effort. Get your attitude and effort in check.
It's more Brett Favre, but he was finished by the time he came to the Jets. Yeah, he was way past his prime.
And that's when he took a picture of his penis and sent it to a girl. It's hard to be behind somebody
allegedly.
Like that. What do you mean allegedly?
Did you
Somebody
see the
else
pic?
took his phone.
Did you see the
took a
penis
picture of a
picture?
penis.
It didn't stand up in court. I don't know.
Let's think about it.
Allegedly.
Did it really not?
I have no idea. I don't think they went to court. They settled, of course. Final scoop, of course.
I
All
love
right,
how
there we
guys
go.
think. That's, by the way, don't ever do that, guys. Don't ever do that. Girls don't want to see a picture of your penis. Send a picture of your heart. No, but really, don't send a picture of your penis. Like, that's so weird.
All right.
I'm just saying.
What is up, Chris? Final scoop, of course. All right, good. Well, then go to the Massive Iron YouTube channel. My good friend, mentor, the
Steve?
Obi-Wan to my Luke, Steve Shaw,
Steve?
Massive Iron channel. And we do a live for this, like 2 hours long every Friday, starting at 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern.
And it's live. You get questions.
It is, yeah. We field a ton of questions on nutrition, lifting, supplementation, or just bullshit like what do we like to drink, what are our favorite horror movies, all of that good stuff. Speaking of which, for all of you
Skeleton
watching,
Key.
what
Freaks
are
me out.
let us know your favorite horror movies.
Yeah,
I love
Skeleton
horror
Key
movies.
freaks me out.
Triple Dose Robert, yes. And we're going to start hopefully maybe getting some additional content on the channel too, so it might be even more than just 3 shots of Robert a week.
You can never have too much
My
Robert.
most vital supplement of the moment.
Ooh.
Might be
Nootropics.
this.
Would you consider alcohol a supplement? Did we talk about
That is a good question. Is it a requirement? Is it a supplement? Is it an enhancer?
I can definitely say it's not a requirement. But does it supplement? I feel like if anything, what's the opposite of supplement? Something that takes away.
An essential. Well,
No, something that takes a supplement is something that's like good and adds to something.
mhm.
But then what's
A
something?
detractor?
A detraction. Isn't alcohol actually by definition like a
Yeah, I mean it upregulates processes you wouldn't want upregulated in the body and downregulates processes you would want upregulated, like testosterone production, muscle protein synthesis. Alcohol kind of all tanks that stuff acutely, and it
As I
increases
drink?
cortisol. Yeah, exactly. But in moderation, then it's okay.
But is it beneficial?
Challenge is never too much. It's never possible to have too much Robert. Never. And thank you for joining, Phil.
Hey Phil.
What are you
Everyone.
drinking right now, Phil?
That's
It better be something.
Robert's brother.
Don't tell me Sprite or water or something. I'll be
Maybe
very
he's drinking
disappointed.
BCAAs. Don't be hating.
I don't know if he has any BCAA. Have you ever tried a BCAA, Phil?
Please take some from us. Our
Yeah.
pantry be full of the BCAAs.
He might be just drinking water or coffee right now. I don't know. Depends on how.
Maybe
early
he's not
up.
hydrating himself at all.
Maybe not. Well, Scott, you're in Scotland. You may not have known that Favre was a flasher, but
Did
he
you know? That was the thing
indeed.
in the Jets.
indeed- yeah,
it was
when
like
he was a Jet.
everything went downhill for him.
Yeah.
It was just one of those like, it was like you know what it is, like it's like Oedipus. It's like it just all went down.
But then he went to Minnesota and did well until he ran up against the Saints. And
Who dat? They should. Dude, those Vikings fans must hate us. Just like now,
Well,
the
no.
Rams year.
Well, no, we don't like the Vikings either because they had
No,
the
no,
Minneapolis
that
Miracle
I don't even know
Masters.
if we were going to win the Super Bowl that year, but the year that the Rams beat us
Yeah.
in the NFC Championship, that was our year. Ridiculous.
Philip is watching this while doing pull-ups.
Good one, Devin. He remembers. Phil's really good at pull-ups.
Yes.
He's like eating a burger while doing a one-armed pull-up.
We didn't answer this question.
Oh,
actually.
I'm sorry.
My most vital supplement at the moment.
I feel like for me, it's my sleep supplement because I haven't been sleeping so well.
Yeah, you've been running Genius Sleep Aid that Devin was nice enough to shoot us out a bottle of.
I haven't been sleeping well. I've been waking up in the middle of the night and doing work because I'm
Well, you're not doing work. You're doing calculus problems. There's a
I'm
difference.
reteaching myself Calc 1 and Calc 2, which came in handy today because a kid was sitting there asking me about the chain rule, but he doesn't do step by step. He's like trying to do it in his head. He was trying to do a double derivative in his head. I was like, what are you doing? Show your freaking work, dude.
I mean, if it's x squared, you can do that in your head. You can do
Oh,
the
it was
double
like
derivative of that in your
sine
head.
and cos. It was like a sine 2x plus. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. it's-
What are you doing? And he didn't know how to show his work. I was like, okay, F equal G equal. Sorry. But I'm just saying, I wake up and I do calculus. And sometimes I dream about calculus.
More often than not.
I'm like dreaming math
I
problems.
think actually when you came back to bed last night, you were still. I woke up at one point and you started. You said something about sine and cosine. You said something along those lines in your sleep.
Sorry.
But I mean, you said you
Sorry.
used to do the same thing when we were in Mandeville too. You would talk in your sleep.
I don't know how to stop it, guys. I don't know how to stop my brain. It just is like a freaking machine. It's like machina, but I can't turn it off. It's just.
Well, then in your case, that becomes a requirement. That's what.
So
That's
this
what it
is my
appears
most
for.
vital supplement at the moment.
My
Why?
most vital supplement. I don't know. Most vital supplement. I mean, I'm thinking, of course,
Right
like,
now,
of
at the
these,
moment.
protein powder.
There you go.
Just because I'm
That's
never
a good
really
one.
hungry and I need to get in enough calories
What
each
about
day.
creatine? Protein?
Yeah, I would say protein supersedes creatine, just because I don't.
Speaking of which, I
I'm
want
not
steak tonight.
hungry.
I want a steak tonight.
Okay. You know where to go.
He makes really good steak. I'm not gonna lie. I doubted him. I was like, do you know how to cook a steak? I always question him, and I love that anyone who knows him knows he's usually pretty right about everything. But that doesn't stop. I'm always like, are you sure? And then he'll do it. I'm like, okay. You're good at cooking steak. Good job.
I wonder if another wife would be like this. Is it a trait of a wife to question her husband, or is it a trait of you to question me?
I question everything, and then I accept whatever. Listen. If someone said because I said so, ain't gonna fly. That's not a reason. I need a solid reason. So even though you're like super awesome, I'm still gonna make sure that there's a reason behind that. You can just tell me whatever. This made me laugh. That would be me.
I live by myself very much.
I hear you.
I love horror movies.
I don't need to spend my
I
time
love
being
them.
scared. Y'all, watch The Skeleton Key, and then I can't even talk about it. It talks about that little.
Well, don't. You can't give away any spoilers. This is a spoiler-free channel.
Okay, all I'm saying is I can't even talk about why it's scary. I can't even talk about it because I don't want to breathe it into existence.
It is good. It is good. It's a good movie. I think my favorites are just still like the old school.
He likes the slasher movies.
Halloween. Well, I mean, I like Poltergeist, good, but the original Psycho is great. Halloween is awesome. The Exorcist will scare anybody, even if you're not religious. I think that movie will scare the ever living daylights out of you.
Because it happens subtly. The thing is, it's not a horror film. It's more like a suspense. It's like a drama that you're like slowly. It doesn't see people who I don't know what people think they're going to see when they see The Exorcist. It's not like you wham bam open scene. There's a little girl that's like possessed by the devil. It happens slowly, and that's the creepy part. Is that like little things, and then the next thing you know, her head's spinning around and she's vomiting green vomit. It's like the creepy, like. So yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Philip, you're watching this. What is your favorite scary movie? The Ring. Devin, is that the original The Ring?
That
like,
scares
is it like
me.
the Japanese original Ring You or the American
wait.
Ring?
I gotta tell you, at the ending of The Ring,
Don't ruin anything.
Well,
Don't be your mother. Don't be your mother.
Okay,
Don't be
put
your
it this way.
mother.
I was like, yay, we're doing the right thing. And then I realized it was a horror film. And then it proved me why I don't like to watch horror films. I was like, oh, that's what I did.
Speaking of your mom, did you question her? Yeah, probably so.
I questioned everybody when they said because I said so, because that's not a reason. That's why I teach geometry. Where's your proof? Where's your reason? And I tell them that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, because Sally said so is not a reason. Okay. You can't tell me why you're doing that because she said it was right. That's not a reason. You need to know why. So I actually instill that same, I don't let myself get away with because I said so. Yo, I'm unfair. Like, I'm not going to give you I'm not going to make you do something for no reason. Go ahead and question me. Let's do this.
Steak. Yeah, usually she does.
Or nachos.
Steak or nachos.
Which are very different, I know, but bean and cheese nachos are my comfort food. They're crunchy and mushy all at the same time. It's like a perfect marriage.
Show your work.
Yeah. Show your work. The answer is only worth 1 point. The question
didn't
is
know there
which
was a Japanese. The original was a Japanese version. Come on.
So Robert likes all the weird.
Yeah.
And
the old the Japanese movie Audition. That one is really creepy. If you
But yeah, he told me it, and I don't want to watch it. But why is it creepy?
I'm not gonna. It would give away too much of what's going on. It's disturbing, but and very, very good.
Do you really want to go out of your way to watch something disturbing? Do you really want to take your life from day to day and be like, you know what? I'm going to go out there and do something disturbing.
Well, it's because I enjoy my life, but there's that. I mean, I've told you this before. My dad raised us on all the old Universal monster movies from like 5 years old. We were growing up watching, maybe not that young, maybe like 8, but Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein, like all the old, monster movies, which were awesome. I still love those to this day.
Cool.
Original Halloween, yes. Halloween 2, I think, has one of the coolest kills in any horror movie where they don't actually, I don't think I've seen it replicated too many times. Like there's a nurse in there, Michael Myers pulls out a syringe, puts air in it, goes into her brain and pushes the air into her brain. Give her embolism. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's like
cool.
it's like how do you want to kill someone? I could get a syringe and I don't need poison. I just need air. Is that a good thing? that we tell people? I don't know.
I like watching something certain English. She is very disturbing. It gives me nightmares.
I am. You know what's really funny? I think people will enjoy this. The story I told about my calculus class, my pre-calc class. So I'm teaching pre-calculus with all my seniors and juniors who I taught Algebra 1 and Geometry. So they've had me for like 3 years. And they're working on a test review. And a girl is talking to me about a song. And I said, yeah, I really like that song. And so I literally I'm like in the front of the class and I go, Sierra, because it's 1-2 step, and that's in the song. I go, Sierra. I say it that loud. Nobody looks up. My students just like keep working. Like, oh, she's just yelling. And I went, whoa, nobody looked up. I'm gonna do it again. Sierra. And one girl looks up and then keeps working. They didn't even. It's like. This is what we do. She's just being herself. And they just kept working. Is that a good thing?
I don't know.
Is that a bad thing?
The Hills Have Eyes were parts of my mind.
Was that scary?
The original Hills Have Eyes or the remake?
What does
That's
it
what
mean?
I'm curious
Did you
about.
watch them both?
It's been a very long time since I've seen them, but it's another just
Disturbing.
the original The Strangers. The original movie The Strangers, not The Strangers Pray at Night. I mean that one's okay, but like a disturbing kind of movie. The Strangers was really messed up.
I do like disturbing.
It's a slasher movie that just you feel very, very unsettled by the end of that one. Very. I mean, it takes a lot for a horror movie to do that to me, and that one is that one, yeah.
And we should definitely go out of our way to feel that way.
Yeah.
This is important, guys.
Phil, since you're watching this, what is the first age? How soon will you start showing
There
horror
you go.
movies to the kids?
There you go, Phil. Tell us what age will Ella be or Jeremiah to
Sure.
walk? Oh, am I not allowed to say names? Oh no, I'm just joking. Johnny and Susie.
That's why I just said kids. How soon until you show them? I know you've let them watch the Star Wars movies, but when like you watch like real and we're talking the real Star Wars movies, not 7, 8, 9 nonsense.
Those don't exist.
No, they don't.
We talked about that. They don't exist.
Yeah.
That's disturbing.
Oh, here we go. Math stuff for you. PEMDAS.
Yeah, and you solve equations going backwards, PEMDAS. You'd be surprised at how many people don't know that. You undo PEMDAS to solve an equation. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
The first thing you do is add or subtract, whatever, it's fine.
When store-bought ramen noodles are boiled, they absorb every last drop of water in them. Why can't I think it can. It depends on the actual amount of liquid that you're using in the noodles because I do a stovetop macaroni and cheese. So like, you know how Kraft macaroni and cheese, you can do that.
It's really good.
It's really, really easy. So take 6 ounces of water, bring it to a boil. Actually put 6 ounces of macaroni in like a little medium-sized sauce pot.
All 6.
Put enough water in it to where it just covers the very top of it. Set it on the stove on high to boil and just let it keep boiling. It'll absorb all of the absorb. Yeah, I've got The Exorcist on my mind. So
You're absolved of all your sins. We're Catholic.
It'll absorb all the water. Then you pour in 6 ounces of evaporated milk. Then you add in 6 ounces of cheese. Stir that all together. It comes together just like Kraft macaroni and cheese does, but tastes
better.
so much better.
I would say
without all the
Velveeta, but he don't
artificial
like Velveeta.
nonsense.
But
No,
it's
I
so
don't.
good.
No, I don't.
Oh my God. No, say it again. One more time. So it's 6.
Yeah, it's 666. Fitting for the Halloween. So 6 ounces.
777.
Yeah, it's a 1-to-1 ratio.
It's
and everything.
444.
But we always use 6 ounces because that makes 3 servings for me, her, and the half of me. So 6 ounces of pasta. Fill it up to the
Dry.
Yeah, dry. Put it into a sauce pot. Fill it up with water just until it covers the pasta.
Boil.
Boil it to
The second it starts to boil, pour in.
Once all the water is evaporated, then pour in the 6 ounces of evaporated milk. You
Then-
can go with the non-fat or the full-fat one, whichever one you want. And then add 6 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese, super sharp cheddar if you can, or you can do a combination of sharp cheddar and jalapeno cheddar cheese, which
Or
is really
Colby
good.
Jack.
Or Colby Jack, yeah. And then just mix that. Turn off the heat or turn it to low. Mix it all together. and
One
you've got
pot, baby.
it. Super easy.
It's so cool. Because let me tell you, have you ever tried to make your own macaroni and cheese not from the box? It's nasty. It's bland. I don't know how to make. I don't understand. And then this one, it's like, oh my God, it's delicious. Who knew?
They're very good. Sandy could have a heart attack in class.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's many a time she's doing something off in like the back over there.
And I'll scream.
Yeah, and she's just kind of
Yeah.
doing her own thing.
And you
I'm
don't
just-
know. Yeah.
Well, I'm pecking away at the
Yeah.
keyboard. Or,
I do my thing, guys.
Yeah.
I do my thing.
Solid skeleton key wants some fun.
I know. It's scary. Thank you for acknowledging, Because I think it's one of the, like, nobody talks about, it's like, people talk about Halloween. People talk about all these other movies, but nobody ever mentions this one. And this one takes place in Louisiana, so it hit home for me. And I was like, oh my. Okay.
Would you classify Interview with a Vampire as a horror movie?
No,
No.
because it doesn't scare me.
Okay.
They're
Movie has to
vampires. They're fake. So I don't have an issue with that. Don't be talking about what Skeleton Key is. I don't want to talk about.
Do you know that vampires are fake?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Here's the weird thing about vampires, and let's just have this thing as a historical thing.
Mhm.
Why do so many cultures reference it? Then it makes you wonder. But like, I'm also like a Christian, so I'm like, no, there's no vampires. But it's like, why do they all come up with the same story? Isn't that weird?
There's certain things ingrained, I think, in the fabric of the
Like
human
there-
species.
If everybody comes up with the same story, it's like there's got to be some kind of where there's smoke, there's fire. Like, where did this come from?
Well, we've seen that, like, there's certain archetypes and things that go on, like, there's a flood story in most major religions.
Right,
So
but
things like that.
but we've watched the History Channel. There was a flood.
Yeah.
Not like over the entire Earth, but like over a huge section, a glacier melted, and only a few people survived. And so that was like their flood story that they spread, and it happened in a couple of different places.
Yeah.
I get that. There's a bunch of flood stories
Mhm.
because there was a flood. See, where there's smoke, there's fire. So why are there multiple vampire stories?
Horror movie supplement, Edge of Insanity. Yes, this I've talked about this in supplements so many times in the negative way. Psychopharma's Edge. I'm gonna go get it. I've got it.
Oh, we just started something. Keep going to get it from our pantry filled with supplements.
Sandy, we use this product. We were in the apartments.
We were in the apartments. To be fair, we lived in apartments in Michigan and
Oh, in over
in
in
Austin.
In
Okay.
Austin.
'Cause we lived in
We
Ohio.
got this. It's right here.
Oh, the dude that creeped you out? The
Maybe.
creeper? Wait, are you talking about the guy that like said, I know where you live or something?
No. That was a spoof we did with the guys at Killer Labs. I
Oh.
know those guys really
Oh,
well, so
okay.
I'm not worried about that.
Mhm.
This was sent from a guy. He said him and his wife regularly take like a full scoop of each of this. I took both a quarter and a half scoop of this. We did a shoulders and arms workout one day, and I was like huffing and puffing. I couldn't catch my breath. And it's like you're doing curls, kickbacks, and like some overhead presses.
So
and
wait,
shoulder
it makes you
presses.
tired? Why is that a good thing?
No, like you can't catch your breath. Like
Oh, it's like
I've never had a bad experience with the pre-workout to where like you feel so stimmed out you can't concentrate and like you can't recover your breath. This product did it. And I have it's got to be that there's so much alpha yohimbine in this, but I mean it's got caffeine anhydrous, urea durensis, DMAE, theophylline, which I actually love that ingredient. That's in the Cannibal Ferox, the pre-workout we used Saturday.
I
That
felt fine
stimulant
now.
that's got an 8-hour
that's an
half-life.
interesting pre-workout for me.
It's awesome. Man, I love that ingredient. I took it again today, and I've just been feeling.
I think we have different bodies. I think what works really well for him
I
is
certainly
different
hope
for me.
so. It's also got halostashine, isopropyl norepinephrine, which I do not like that ingredient, octopamine, theobromine, N-methyltyramine, and alpha yohimbine. So, yeah,
Right.
it's basically crack and stem powder. I mean, it's got beta-alanine, L-arginine, alpha-ketoglutarate, which is a garbage ingredient, and agmatine sulfate. So
There you go, guys.
yeah, it's a whole bunch of stems and not much else. But this I do not recommend. I mean, fourth scoop, half scoop, it never reacted well to me.
I'm really sad because out of all my years of working out and taking pre-workouts, I still remember that I love this one pre-workout. And
Neurosurge.
don't make
by
it anymore.
Neogenics. Well, the company's no longer around.
Why do I gotta fall in love with the ones that like go away? What's up with that? Because there was something else that I liked that went away, if I'm not mistaken. And it really bothered me because I really like it.
Yeah.
I called it my happy juice.
This supplement replaced the vein mask. Yeah. Well, we did try a pre-workout by that same guy that made Neurosurge. We tried another pre-workout, and that gave you a horrendous crash. I remember that was we did a Saturday workout.
And I wanted to nap.
It was no, you worked out, and then the rest of the day, like you didn't move off the sofa, like you crashed. It was that much of a crash to where you were like completely zoned out the rest of the day.
Don't remember that.
It
That
was.
seems
We still
bad.
got a little bit of it left, but it was just something that was not good.
Yeah.
10 plus for horror movies. That's probably a good idea.
10?
Just so they sleep at night. Well, I mean, I
I was
don't
thinking
know.
like 14.
You start them young. I mean, no, you could start about like the old monster movies. They don't have any nudity. They don't have a lot of gore or anything like that. So you could start them with. I'm not going to show them Friday the 13th or the original Halloween or The Exorcist at
Okay,
10
okay.
years old. I might show them that at like 14 or 15.
Okay, so I watched Interview with the
Scream
Vampire.
is another good one.
Scream is funny.
Scream's awesome.
We were just talking about the Screams,
Yeah.
right? So we should rewatch those because
Yeah.
I remember thinking Scream 3 and Scream 1 were funny.
Well, Scream 3 got like campy level. I mean, it got.
I liked the Parker Posey character. I just thought I watched like a making of the film of Scream, and the director loved old horror films, but he also wanted to make a comedy, and he wanted to make it relatable to teenagers and the way that they talk and the way they relate to each other. Like he actually wanted to make it like a comedy with horror film.
You're talking about the writer?
Yeah,
Kevin
the
Anderson.
screenwriter.
Yeah, Kevin Anderson.
And it is funny. It's like when you watch it again, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Wes Craven directed all 4 of the Screams because he was the one, obviously, for those of you that you don't know out there, maybe not. The Nightmare on Elm Street movies. He did Freddy Krueger and all of those.
You see, that's a weird movie because then you don't want to sleep. So, by the way, is the stupid exorcism of Emily Rose homeboy made me watch. We talked about that like at one point in life, where like the 3 a.m. is the bewitching hour. I still get freaked out about the 3 a.m. That's weird. That messes with your psyche, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, I loved that show. There was one with vampires that lived next door, and they had
that
like
one wasn't scary.
I thought that one was because they had
with
like
the blood bank with all the blood.
Yeah,
okay, let me tell you one of the scariest ones was like the Blair Witch Project one, where there was the witches that lived outside the camp. You know what I'm talking about? And they had to blow the whistle at the very end. Ah! And then there was the one with Fierce Soup. Okay, so here's the problem with the Fierce Soup episode. Every time somebody eats something at a restaurant, and I'm like, oh my God, is that so good? It must have fear in it. And they don't catch the reference. And it makes me look really awkward, but I'm waiting for someone. Wait, this is important. So I'm waiting for someone to know the reference. Like if you enjoy the soup, there must be fear in it. And the second thing I'm waiting for, and I've been waiting for years, I want to meet someone who has been on Nickelodeon's Guts. Where are they? Where are the kids that were on Nickelodeon's Guts? And they climbed the aggro crag. You know what I'm saying? They had like the thing in their mouth and they were like on the water and they were going through the rapids and stuff. Like, where are they? Guts. I'm like waiting for someone to be like, oh, I was on Guts. I'm like, you were on Guts? Where are they now? They're our age. They're just walking around as mommies and daddies.
There was a time when Nickelodeon was enjoyable. And I think once SpongeBob hit, that's when it like whoosh.
Yeah, like Double Dare was cool because that was like a family show.
Well, it had Double Dare, Nick Arcade, Rugrats,
Legend of the Hidden Temple.
Hey Arnold.
Were they Where in the World was Carmen Sandiego?
No,
Did I make that up?
That
was like a PBS.
PBS. Yeah, something like that.
Nerd.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff on Nickelodeon at one point.
Right.
Yes, the supplement will replace the Bane mask where you can't breathe. Yes. And is that still in powder form? Yeah, because there's no real active ingredients in it. It is just stimulants. It's just stimulants. So yeah, you can see it's a free-flowing powder right there.
Oh, that's really funny. That is really funny. Oh, but it smells good.
Hail the stimulants. Well, it's cotton candy flavor,
So
rainbow shirt.
It's really good. So, you know, if you go to the bathroom, just open it and be like, ee. It has a new purpose. Air freshener. Been freshening your bathroom.
Some of those
since 99.
Quest maple waffle bars, and I actually enjoy them. Yeah, they are. They're just super sticky. They are good. I like
really
it. I like the
sticky.
flavor, and if I want something like super sweet,
They taste exactly like what they say.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what you want. And then sometimes you're like, this tastes exactly like what it says. Like it's like a weird mind trip.
Yeah.
Those Quest maple waffle bars taste exactly. Exactly. And we did taste it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It tasted exactly like it. And then I was like, I don't want to taste this.
It's Double Dare. Yeah,
Right. And that was a family show.
Doug was awesome. I'm
Robert's
basically
Doug.
Doug when it comes to like wardrobe and stuff, especially when I was in engineering. It was like the same 5 or 6 outfits that I wore each week, which is
Robert's
funny
Doug.
because the halfling kind of does the same thing with her wardrobe too.
Can we just say that our daughter's kind of interesting? She gets it from Robert. She has like a whole closet full of like 30 different dresses. And she only wears the same 4. Literally 4, not even 5. Like she wants to wear the same dress in the same week. I'm like, Sophia, what about any of these? No. Okay. People are going to think we have no clothes for you. It's fine. It's fine.
My dad showed us The Blob. I do that. I think he showed us that when we were kids.
That's like from the 1950s.
50s. Yeah.
That was like around the same time. I watched some movie where they were afraid of like getting hit with a nuke
Yeah.
from the Russians.
Probably.
It was
so.
like
That was when the
during
Cold War
that
was
period
going
of
on.
time. Because I remember watching a movie about it. I don't remember. But they were in the theater watching The Blob.
Yeah, it was. I like that movie. My dad had that on VHS. I remember watching it. You see the slow mass just kind of like boiling forward. I watched It Follows today, which was supposed to be like one of the better new horror movies around. It's an interesting concept, but basically, as long as you keep it in your pants, you don't have anything to worry about.
Done!
So I'm just, just unless you're married, keep it in your pants. You'll be fine. That's where the movie kind of lost me. Anyway,
That's my pro.
We're not going to get into.
I'm pro. Keep it in your pants. And we don't have this question.
Yeah.
Joe, welcome. Joe, welcome.
Yeah, for horror movies, that was.
Why was everyone so disappointed with that? I was with them.
Well, because it just.
I was there. I was scared.
It spawned a bunch of like cheesy spin-offs that they're called like found footage movies or something like that, or like the documentary.
The idea was interesting.
It was, but it actually wasn't scary. Like none of it was scary.
I was scared because when I watch a movie, I put myself in the situation. But
Somebody
everybody hated it.
To real horror movies might get scared by it.
This guy. I don't know, man. Hocus Pocus. I still had nightmares about that. And that wasn't even a horror film. That's like a kid's Halloween movie, and I was scared.
Yeah.
Little children, I'll take thee away. That's scary.
You think that's scary? Go watch the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wait,
and you have this thing 1, 2 Freddy's
how
coming
have we
for
not
you.
talked about The Shining?
That's really come play with us, Daddy.
Okay, wait. Everybody has to look up on YouTube The Shining. What's it called? Recut?
Yeah, the trailer recut or
The
something.
trailer recut. Somebody thought it would be funny if they took literal, real clips from the movie The Shining, but then recut it such that it looked like a family movie. And so it's awesome.
They also did the same thing with Top Gun, so go look at that one too.
They made Top Gun look like what's that? Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
But it's real clips from the movie, and so it's hilarious because The Shining one is my favorite because it's like at the end, it's like they're all happy family, and it's like shining. It's really funny. Please look it up.
Green sweater vest and khaki.
That's him.
Well, I never wore a sweater vest, but I did wear khaki shorts.
He used to always wear, let's be honest,
Polo and
Robert,
khaki
a
shorts.
polo.
Polo
He
and
used to
khaki
have
shorts.
different colored polos, and he would just put on a polo and khaki shorts and just go about his business.
That was my yeah.
That was his outfit. It was pretty funny. I love
That could be good.
Ghostbusters.
That could be a really, really good one.
Ghostbusters 2 is scary. When the guy comes out of the picture,
Yeah.
that one scares me. That one's creepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Is that an old movie?
No, it's one of Rob Zombie's movies. It was his first or second one. I remember we went to go see. So we went as a family to go see The Devil's Rejects, I think. Philip, correct me if I'm wrong on this. We all went and watched this. 15 or 20 minutes in the movie, all 5 of us got up and walked out. It was just gory and gross, but not in a good way. Like, it was just gaudy. Like, there was lots of nudity and just grossness and F-bombs left and right. And it didn't seem like there was any actual point to it. I think it was The Devil's Rejects that we went and did that for. Mm-hmm. I was super, super turned off by it. I've never really connected with any of Rob Zombie's horror movies. I don't understand. I just don't get maybe his film. And he redid 2 Halloween movies. I thought they were terrible. They should just be, wiped off the face of the earth. They were that bad. I did not like them. And this is coming from somebody that's seen all of the Halloween movies, like The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween 4, 5, 6, 7, even Halloween Resurrection,
I liked H2O.
which was terrible. Yeah, H2O was good. Halloween 1 and 2 were good. H2O was good. The most recent Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis came back was really good. I like that one a lot because that one basically wiped away any of the events that happened post Halloween 2.
Okay.
So yeah, those were good, but man, the Rob Zombie Halloweens, I haven't been a fan of any of his stuff. I need to go back and check it out. Maybe rewatch House of a Thousand Corpses. Yeah.
Okay, so I was talking to my homeroom girls about
original Child's Play movies.
I never saw those.
You've never seen the original? They're on Amazon Prime. Them. We're going to watch them.
Nope, seen them.
Weekend plans.
I've totally seen them.
We're going to get you a good guy doll. That's what we're going to do. Man, the original ones and then the remake, whatever they did with the remake that was a couple of years ago, they made it look so bad. Like the actual doll, they used an animatronic doll in the original movies.
Yeah.
Like the rehashed redo that they did of it a couple of years ago, it looks so fake and bad. It's horrible.
We were talking about that. Like, movies recently have gotten so fancy with the CGI, but then we rewatched, what was it, like Jurassic Park or something? We're like, this is pretty
special
good.
Effects hold up. Because they use a lot of animatronics.
Like, that's it. They use the animatronics, so it's there. It's physically there. It's doing everything. I'm thinking, I think we're fine. I think it's almost overindulgent. It's self-indulgent now.
Yeah.
Like the CGI, it's unnecessary. It's like, you don't need all that. Like, we're fine. Just act. Plays were existence for thousands of years in ancient Greece. Like, surely just people talking and acting is more than enough to entertain us. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
You don't need to go over and beyond.
Or just find a Sandy and you'll always be entertained.
Hey, no, my homeroom girls were talking about the movie Saw, and I said, there's a moral there. Like, you're able to withstand more pain than you think you are when you think it's worth it. And they were like, why does a horror film have to have morals? That's weird. And they're all like, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not saying you should watch it, but you can handle more than you think you can, guys.
Yeah.
No whining from you. Thank you, Saul.
Still don't understand that special. Yeah, that was there's certain plot holes. Maybe.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the book, Scott? Go back and read the original Shiny book. There's some differences between the movie. It's still really good.
Because they were real. Because the ghosts be real. That's why.
Yeah. If you were Jack Nicholson's character in that, would you like to go back to the heyday when he shows up in the
Jack Nicholson's character be going crazy. He was perfectly happy in those 1920s. He was loving life. Good to know. It's on Netflix. Hey.
Reminds me of Chad. Yeah, I've seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre a couple of times.
Dude, we live in Texas now. That creeps me out.
I mean, it happened up the road in Waco. It's fine.
That creeps me out. When we drive, I'm like,
I don't remember it being all that scary. Like, I remember it being kind of disturbing, but actually scary. I never really got too much into the Texas Chainsaw
I think ghost things
movies.
scare me. Ghost things scare me. We already talked about What Lies Beneath because it's like Ghost, and then if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's like Ghost plus. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it. I was freaked out.
There's something, I don't know if it's like maybe the way the old horror movies were shot with like the grainy video, but now today's movies almost
They're
look
too clear.
Yeah, they're too clean and clear, and so that takes away some kind of like the sketchy, shady, scary elements of it, to where you have like the rougher cut or the unclean.
Well, and they show everything.
Yeah,
and that's not scary.
Yeah, because the original Halloween is not actually that gory.
You don't want it to be. It's like
it kills the suspense.
It kills. Yeah, like your imagination is worse, so just let it go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. But maybe I'll go back. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. When I take a break from working, I'll go.
I think people mix up fear and gross, right? So like the TV show Fear Factor.
Oh yeah, like Hostel. I don't like the Hostel movies weren't scary. They were just gross, or what they end up calling them like torture porn or something like that.
Yeah, there's a difference between being scared and being gross, right?
Yeah.
Like Fear Factor. They're like, "Are you afraid?" And they're like, "Eat this roach." I'm like, I don't want to eat your roach. It's not so much that I'm afraid to. It's just that I don't. Like, that's gross. I don't want to eat your roach. And so it's like there's a difference between being afraid of something and then being just grossed out by something. It's like, no, I'm not interested. It's like, oh, you're afraid. I'm like, or I'm just not interested in your grossness. So it's kind of this weird, what are you afraid of? What do you know, and weird fear soup. Sorry. Getting off topic for
Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It features a young lunatic Matthew McConaughey with an electric light. Reasons never explained.
I love that part.
Is that made in like the late 80s or early 90s or something?
Like Jennifer Aniston was in The Leprechaun.
Yeah, she was in the original Leprechaun, and Johnny Depp was in the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right. These are like
Kevin Bacon was
actors.
in the original Friday the 13th.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
He's here.
Alien is an underrated horror movie, which many people don't think about. They think about it sci-fi, but it's a horror movie set in space.
But is it a suspense or is it a horror film?
It's both.
And sci-fi. It's got it all.
That's awesome. I like it. I
there's
watched
more.
it maybe a month ago.
It's hilarious. No, I haven't seen it yet, and I am willing to watch Alien with you.
And then Aliens is more of like an action movie.
I'm willing to watch this with you.
Okay.
But then every Saturday he's like, let's watch Aliens. I'm like, or we could rewatch House.
Yeah, that's what we're in the middle of rewatching this House. And I'm also in the middle of rewatching The Americans, the FX series about the Russian spies who posed as
the Russian spies
I
from
love that
Russia.
show. That's a really good show.
Yeah, they scare me. Well, I don't like all the sex.
Well, in rewatching it,
how is it
it's
on
mostly
public
like
television?
The first 2 seasons are where it's really heavy. Seasons 3 and 4, it's actually not that bad.
You know what's funny is the main characters in real life got married and had a baby.
Well, they had a baby. I don't know if they got married.
Well, and then they broke up.
Oh, they did?
Awkward. That's what I thought.
Oh, I don't know.
That's awkward.
Well, it's a Hollywood couple. Chances are like 99.9% sure that they
will. You put them in weird situations where you have to like make out with them and say you love them in very convincing ways. That's weird.
I mean, I pulled it off for 11 years.
You know what's funny? So he's home all day. And he makes jokes. He's like, remember we did this? Oh, wait, that wasn't you. That was my girlfriend. It's funny.
It's good stuff. Well, you know my proclivity for how much I enjoy being around people. So clearly it's going to work.
Ain't nobody got the goods on me. I don't have to worry about nothing. Although that was a double negative, which means I do have to worry about something. But no, I don't have to worry about anything.
Maybe so.
Okay, the thing about scary movies, people react more to the surprise versus the actual fright.
I would agree. Yeah, it's the build up, the tension.
More
the
often
suspense.
than not. But
Yeah.
sometimes it is the actual fright. I think if it's directed well and if it's written well, sometimes you're like, "Whoa, that's scary."
Yeah.
Sometimes I do that in real life. I did it in What Lies Beneath. I was like, "Ah, scary."
Would you consider Ghost a horror movie?
Ooh, that's a weird movie because it's got comedy, it's got romance, it's got suspense,
And revenge.
it's got action, it's got like everything. That's an interesting movie. Ghost is all encompassing. It's for men and women. I mean, I don't know. For men, it's got the action, but Demi Moore is not an attractive creature in that movie. She looked like a guy.
I don't think she's usually just attractive in general.
Yeah, but in that movie, more than anything, she doesn't look attractive. She got that short hair. How
Well, she
is
had the
that
short
ever in
hair
style?
and A Few Good Men as well.
Yep. No, she had long hair. It was just always in a bun.
Oh, maybe that's it. Okay.
I love A Few Good Men.
That is.
I love A Few Good Men.
So welcome to the movie review channel with some occasional supplement talk as well.
Does anyone have any questions about something?
Yeah, you are allowed to ask supplement questions on this. We'll save the Halloween edition for maybe actually next week. Yes, Mother Russia. Good old Mother
We're
Russia.
reading A Gentleman in Moscow,
It's awesome.
and I need to tell you something.
Oh, no.
He looked at the copyright date. Hold the phone. Wait for it. When was it copyrighted?
2016.
What up? It's super modern. It's super good. I thought it was a classic. I thought it was written in like the 19...
Well, it takes place in the 1920s and early 1930s in Russia, right after the Bolsheviks kind of go and, waylay.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
And Robert is the Count, by the way, if you've ever read it. It's such a good book. He's reading it to us. It's good.
Correct. Yeah. We don't talk about any movies after Alien and Aliens. I agree. Alien Resurrection, Alien 3.
Alien versus Predator?
Yeah, that's
one. I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Prometheus was another one. Just Alien and Aliens. Just cut it off after, make it a duology.
You know, music is only created by 13 notes. People say 8 and it bothers me. You got to go chromatic, guys. Music is made from 13 notes. We haven't gotten rid of all the music. There's still millions of songs left to be made. Why do we run out of ideas for movies? Like, surely.
I think Hollywood's just lazy.
I guess.
They see a really easy cash grab and they go, why do you think there's...
Why do you got to have like all these sequels?
Well, no, why is there 4 billion articles on the best chest workout? It's the same 4 exercises over and over again. Flat bench,
Chest press,
incline bench,
push
fly,
up,
cable crossover, push up, dip. It's 6, 8 exercises maybe. Oh, maybe we could do a unilateral version of it. It's low hanging fruit because there's always new people that are jumping into the fray and they just don't. Yeah. So
Okay,
it's grabbing the low hanging fruit. I love Gremlins.
I never saw it.
Could also maybe classify as a Christmas movie too. Much like Rocky IV or Die Hard.
I really like Rocky 3. Apollo's my favorite character. I could never like Apollo. I could never like Rocky 4.
You can't spoil it.
I like Rocky 3.
Besides, the Rocky movies stop after Rocky 4 too. We'll put that caveat on there too.
Can I just say, it doesn't make any sense that Apollo had an illegitimate child. Why didn't they just make it a legitimate child? Why couldn't you just make it a legitimate child?
I don't know.
That's weird. Considering he's my favorite character, that bothered me. Like, that's weird.
Yeah. There you go. Supplementary best check. Yes, there we go. Best check. Followed by 6 leg exercises you aren't doing but should be doing the week afterwards.
Wait. I don't mean to make fun of it, but can I make fun of it? The thing about the buddy. The buddy. No, I shouldn't.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
No, I shouldn't make
No,
fun of it.
you're fine.
Well, okay. Because some people need buddies, so I don't want to make fun of it. Never mind.
Go ahead, go.
So, like, when you have a goal and you want to achieve it, why do you need, what is it called? A buddy?
Support buddy.
A support buddy.
So, all right. So,
why you gotta have a support buddy?
yeah. There was I do.
My buddy. My buddy.
We'll give them some context to this. So there's a fair amount of freelancing that I do around the industry, just writing for ghostwriting articles for different brand sites or fitness blogs and all of that stuff.
I think I'm getting mean now. I should stop.
No, and one of the SEO things that you try to hit on with these SEO topics is like weight loss motivation tips or top tips to help improve or inspire people to lose weight. And one of the things that's always on these lists
is get a community.
Get a support group. And
get a support group. And I'm like, okay, what?
Well, maybe,
if it's important to you, you'll do it. Done.
A lot of people aren't intrinsically motivated like us, though. So
Yoda tells Luke Skywalker, there is no try, just do. Am I misquoting that?
Do or do not.
Do or do not. There is no try. That makes more sense. Do or do not. There is no try. So when somebody's like, I'll try, I'm like, time out, just do it. I was stressed last year. I was overwhelmed. I went up to my math department chair, who has a personality relatively similar to yours, quite stoic, tells it like it is. And
I can hold a conversation a little bit.
Don't be hating on my math department chair. He's a math department chair. He's going to be a little awkward. So anyways, I go up to him and I was like, I'm so stressed. And you know what he said to me? He looked at me and he goes, so don't be. And I said, noted. And I walked away and I stopped being stressed. I was like, you're right.
That's the day she started drinking beer.
And that's the day. No, but I mean, like, I don't know. Just do it. Or it's not important to you. And then just don't make it important to you. And just.
The Chicago 7 on Netflix. I'm not aware of that movie. I'll have to go and check that one out.
Is that a horror? Nobody makes horror film series. Oh, wait, that I do. What, American Horror Story?
American Horror Story. It's an anthology series, yeah.
It's an interesting idea.
Well, those are, man, I mean, it's like any TV show. There are seasons that are really good, and there are seasons that are just
they get too political. Why do people got to be political all
Oh, well, yeah, American Horror Story. I mean, they're checking all the boxes. They're going political, social, racial. I mean, they're going everything.
Sexist.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing.
Just make it normal.
Just make it, yeah.
Just, can't some things just be
pure?
Just universal.
Yeah.
No, but just like universal, like universal emotions, like love, scary.
Yeah, there's some weird, like they're also into some weird S&M stuff. They do a lot of that stuff on the American Horror Story stuff, and that's kind of when I check out.
I've never seen any of them.
Yeah, I mean the first season is really good. The Haunted House one is awesome. That's really good. Coven, which takes place in New Orleans, is good about a bunch of witches and stuff. That one's good.
New Orleans is such a good place for scary stuff. New Orleans is a great place to be from.
The Electioneer one was kind of, I mean, it was made right after the, obviously the directors thought one thing happened and then it didn't happen and went another way, so they rewrote some of the series stuff.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I still think it's funny when people have bumper stickers from
like the election 12 years ago.
Like, don't put a bumper sticker until you know the result. Like, what are you doing? That's crazy. Just wait. And then you're driving around with a bumper sticker of like a loser. It's like, what do you do? That's weird. I don't know.
That was one of the refreshing things when I had Eric Helms, or Dr. Eric Helms, one of the leaders in
Where's
hypertrophy.
He from?
Well, he's from America,
but
he lives in New Zealand now. And I was asking him on the podcast. I said, "Hey, what's you are an expat, so you're living in another country now. How do you like it compared to America?
What do you notice?
He did his PhD in New Zealand and he teaches there now. He said, one of the best things is that about living in New Zealand is that everybody kind of keeps to themselves. They don't wear their feelings and their political beliefs and their religious affiliations on their sleeve, or you don't see 4,000 bumper stickers on their car. Yeah, you can just be a person.
You just are.
Man, that would be nice. That would be nice.
I gotta tell you, New Zealand's pretty, but do they have the food we have? Man, I was a camp counselor at a summer camp in New York. It's a sleepaway camp for 8 weeks.
What's wrong with the lamb is? The New Zealand racks of lamb. Like you go to the store, it says New Zealand rack of lamb.
Oh. Well, okay. Wait. So other countries aren't. I love America. I'm an American. What up? We got lots of good stuff. So I'm at this camp, and this is where a lot of people from other countries come to America. They will come to be camp counselors at sleepaway camps. It's a great way to come to America, get paid to come to America, and then to get to travel around. So there were people from Holland, there were people from Ireland, there were people from England, and there was a girl from Australia. So we're going to New York City. And we're walking around. I'm with a girl from Australia and a girl from England. And we're like, let's go to the Italian village of New York and get some Italian food. And to which she said, what is Italian food? And we said, wait, what? What do you mean, what is Italian food? She's like, what is Italian food? And we went, I don't understand what you're saying right now. I don't know, pasta. And she's like, oh, SpaghettiOs? We're like, what are you saying right now? So where she's from in Australia, there wasn't Chinese restaurants. There wasn't Italian restaurants. Now, I'm not saying that's all of Australia, but I'm just saying not every country has everyone in America knows what Thai food is, what Indian food is, what whatever food, like we know what all the other cultures are because we have it and people open up restaurants, we get to eat it.
Right.
Other countries don't have that. That blows my mind. We went to Italy and I ate Italian food for days. And it was the last day in Italy. And I was like, we were outside. I was such an American.
We just got finished
so
like a 12-hour
embarrassing.
tour going through like Pisa and a couple of other small towns.
We had just been eating day after day after day of pasta and oily salad dressings and pizza in the Italian way. And I was like, if I don't get some freaking American food, I'm gonna freak out. And so we found a Mexican restaurant.
It was horrible. It was a Tex-Mex restaurant. It was the worst.
And I was so happy.
Horrendous.
It was cold tortillas. She should open up the package of the tortillas and like handed me a cold tortilla. And I was like, thank God, I'm doing something other than Italian food. Like I'm so used to difference that I don't even notice it. And so I couldn't eat the same thing morning, afternoon, and night. Morning for like 7 days straight. I died. So I ate there. I got like a cake. What did I order? Like a taco, and it had like really overcooked chicken, really over seasoned with cumin, with cold shredded cheddar cheese and a cold tortilla. And I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was like, give me the freaking cheese. Give me this.
Yeah, I think I got
American food.
I don't know what I got there.
It was so bad, and I was so
gross.
grateful because I was like, I can't eat any more of y'all's food, Italy. Where's the other restaurants? And it's just like they eat what they eat, right? Americans eat everything, and that's what we eat. I mean, I'm so American. I feel so bad. Like after that, I was like, God, I'm one of those horrible Americans. I like American pizza better than Italian pizza. I like it a lot. I want some pepperoni jalapenos on my crust of pizza
Maybe
that I can
we should
pick
just
up
eat that for dinner tonight.
and eat it. I will order some pizza. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
All right, guys, we got a few minutes left. This will be the
Oh.
last call for questions. If you watching this and you're posting a question, but we haven't answered it yet, sometimes YouTube gets a little squirrely and doesn't actually populate the questions, especially if it's too long. If you put too many characters in the thing, it just kind of has a conniption fit and doesn't put it in there. So keep the questions coming. We'll get them all here. We are watching a horror movie this Saturday. Speaking of which, Final Scoop, for people of you that are tuning in for the Final Scoop, I believe we're going to be recording it on Monday this week instead of Saturday. There's been some schedule fluctuations with the members of the podcast.
They're not as committed as Rob. Oh, I'm just joking. Did I just get you in trouble?
No, well, I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm
We'll
just
see what happens.
messing.
We'll see what happens. We're a big
There's a
family.
UFC fight.
There is a big
That's a
UFC
big
fight at
deal.
1
They're
o'clock on
super
Saturday.
committed.
So we're going to be probably all watching that and be, texting each other on our group chat that we do while we're watching the fights. So yeah, and
I was just
also
kidding.
there's going to be I'm working on some ebooks to being uploaded to the site. So if there's any topics you guys want
Yes.
covered, let me know. If if you want
A
a
real
certain
topic.
area of like supplementation, not the supplement engineer's best chest workout. I've written enough of that nonsense over the years.
If you want to
there's
know
like,
facts,
yeah, if there's like a serious supplements related ebook that you want to see published that you're curious about, I'm going to have a couple coming up to the site soon. So if any other ideas, I'll be more than happy to throw those into the queue of writing topics, and we're going to get those working out.
I have a question. I keep telling Robert this is a good idea. Can y'all tell me and him if this is a good idea? He perpetually reads medical studies, and he can tell very quickly between a good, like a solid medical study, like a is that what they're called? And crap ones. And I don't know what to look. I don't know how to read them. I don't know how to tell if this is like. He can tell.
I'll show you the S7 study. That's quality research.
Right. But here's the thing. There is research on it. There's a study on it. So the average person is led to believe, well, there was a study on it, so that must be good, right? But not everybody has the discerning eye that you do, and not everybody knows what to look for. And I was going to say, I think you should do an ebook on how to tell the difference between a good medical study that you should actually look to for research and a bad medical study that didn't have enough people or didn't have enough participants or didn't control the variables well enough or didn't account for X. There's things that you know that we don't know that I think would be beneficial for us. If you could give me an example of a bad medical study and an example of a good medical study and tell me how to read them and help me understand so that I can actually do my own research and I can actually understand things better. How to read a label, what am I looking for? I think that's a good ebook.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody else wants that.
I definitely think
Not
reading a supplement
teach
pack
them how to
would be
fish.
good.
Teach the man to fish.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one.
But I don't know. Would
That
anybody
one's-
be interested? That
Yeah.
one interests me.
That one's just really, really technical because at some point you have to start a discussion about statistics and how to read
Right.
statistics. And most people, I mean, it's not necessary for most people to have to do that. And I think
Well, you could.
the amount of people that are actually reading scientific studies already know that are doing that. So what really needs to be better is educating the science consumer, the science educators or communicators out there. So the people that post on social media saying study found XYZ,
Right.
when they're actually kind of shooting
The
their mouth off a little
influencers.
too soon and they don't understand
The
the deeper
influencers.
layers out of it. Because there's a meta-analysis that came out on L-carnitine supplements not too long ago. It said, oh, it had improved fat loss. And I'm pretty much in the camp of L-carnitine doesn't do jack squat for you. Acetyl L-carnitine will do something as far as like cognitive benefits and
Right.
antioxidants.
I know. Yeah.
And L-carnitine L-tartrate will help with androgen receptor upregulation and reducing delayed onset muscle soreness and muscle damage from eccentric, like super slow tempo training. But regular L-carnitine, and if you really dial into the studies, sure, it shows a loss of weight, but some of that was actually from muscle mass, not necessarily from
So
body
you
fat.
lost.
You
muscle
lost
mass?
muscle mass on it.
That doesn't sound good.
Right, exactly. But if you read just the headline of the paper, it says
Right.
improves weight loss, but you're more interested in fat loss, not necessarily just weight loss.
That's a good point.
So that's why you got to kind of read past the title and the abstract sometimes and look at the statistics or like the data sets and what's going on.
That's what I'm saying, though. Educate us, Robert.
Yeah, well, part of it. I don't know that many people that are actually going through and reading full papers. So that's where my pushback on
It's just the
writing that book
abstract.
is. Yeah.
Like, I read the abstract sometimes. I was like, oh, look, they found this.
Yeah, and sometimes that's okay, but you really need to get into like the methods section and the discussion section, and then save like the conclusion for the very end. Like, don't read that first.
I would. That's the first thing I read.
Yeah, I go into like the discussion and the methods first to see how are they actually measuring,
No.
what metrics are they using, what variables are they testing.
I go straight
Is
to
it
the,
double
"Oh, look, it
blind,
works."
placebo controlled, and all of these other kind of things? So
Okay.
who's funding the study? Sometimes
That's
supplement
interesting.
companies fund studies. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's
No, but it's
right.
a tough one. But somebody's got to fund it. So who's going to
Somebody
fund
does,
it?
yeah,
It's a tough
because the NIH and the FDA and all the government's not just going to, they're busy trying to find cures for cancer and all this other kind of stuff. They're not going to give you
Sure,
something
but
that, add an extra half inch to your biceps
one. Right.
or, help you get out like 6 extra reps on a squat or something like that. So
Right.
yeah, that's where my reservations about writing that kind of a book are. I mean, I think it's worthwhile and it's a good venture.
But maybe
just-
nobody will want it.
Maybe. I mean,
So
I think
that's
there's some
just
other things I want
me.
to do. I want to do some stuff about joint supplements. I think that's long overdue. Some collagen things, because that's been a big buzz topic in here. So if you guys have any other ideas for ebooks, information you want to see, let me know in the comments or shoot me an email or something like that. So
Yay.
any closing thoughts, huh?
No, this was fun.
All right.
We talked a lot about horror movies.
We did. We'll probably do that again next week because Halloween is next
Ah,
Saturday.
there you go. Hey, wait. We haven't watched Halloween Wars, and it's my absolute favorite. Do they have new ones?
I don't know.
We need new episodes of Halloween Wars. I love Halloween Wars.
Okay.
I want to eat the candy. That's my favorite part. I want to eat it.
All right, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in each week. We love doing this. We will see y'all next week. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, shoot us an email if you like this. And if you tune into the Supplement Engineer podcast or the Final Scoop and you enjoy what we're doing with our shows, leave us a 5-star review on Spotify, iTunes, or whatever platform that you consume your podcasts and your digital and audio media. So we will see you guys next week.
Peace.